Dexter is back, and so am I. It's been a very long time since I've made like an actual video. I did review an episode of Dead City. I just stopped with that because I was just, I'm kind of bored with with how Walking Dead's going. But that's besides the point. Dexter Resurrection is here, and oh my God, this is as good as the reviews were saying. Now, it had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes last I checked, which is insane. Like, Dexter, 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, you know it's good. It's Dexter, so it's gotta be good. Now, I don't think that these first two episodes were as good as, Original Sin's premiere. I do prefer the first episode to Original Sin, and I honestly don't know why, but it's still good. It is still phenomenal. It's just like probably, I think Original Sin is the best season opener we've had since probably season 1. And then I would put Original Sin in 2, and then I'd probably put this in the 3. So it's still a really, really good opener. And they gave us 2 episodes, which is amazing. So we have, I think, 8 more weeks, 9 more weeks, something like that, of this show. There's gonna be 10 episodes, and I'm just rambling right now. Let's just actually start reviewing it. So obviously spoilers ahead, and let's just jump right into the spoiler, the thing that everybody's gonna be talking about. Hello, Dexter Morgan. Arthur Mitchell is back. He was the first one that we saw. Oh my God. I'm so happy he was there. There were reports saying that he was back, as well as Miguel would be coming back, which we did see, and I was so hyped about that. I wish they didn't announce that, and I wish that that didn't leak, because I felt like my reaction would have been way crazier. But seeing Arthur Mitchell again was phenomenal. So he's been in 3 shows so far. He's been in the main show, New Blood, and now Resurrection. If that's not aura, I don't know what is. But then after Arthur Mitchell, we see Miguel. Now, I liked Miguel's conversation with Dexter more than I did with the Arthur Mitchell one, because, with what it is with the Trinity Killer, it's basically the same stuff that we've been going over. I mean, we've been hit with the Trinity Killer since season 4. Every single season, we felt the repercussions of it. It was kind of like a breath of fresh air to see something new, like with Miguel and having his conversation with Dexter. That was amazing. I really hope we get to see these characters again. I hope that's not it for Dexter. I hope he sees them maybe in the season finale, which I got a theory about the season finale we'll get to shortly. But after he talks with Miguel, we see him, he talks to Harry, and he's just like, "Hey Dad, I'm still alive. Man, I should just die instead." And then Harry's like, giving up is not part of the code. So he doesn't give up. And then we get the surprise motherfucker from James Stokes himself. Oh my God, I was so happy to see him back as Dokes. Oh my God, I love Dokes so much. We haven't seen him since, we saw him in an episode of season 7, but before that we haven't probably seen him since season 2. So it's been, how long has it been? It's been 18 years since Dokes died. That's insane. Anyways, that was just incredible seeing those 3 people show up again in Dexter's life. Now, we didn't see Brian, but I got a theory. We're going to see Brian in the season finale, because episode 9 is titled Touched by an Angel. And it's spelt the way how Angel's name is actually spelt. So it's pronounced Angel, I think. So yeah, that's my theory is Dexter's gonna kill Angel, and as soon as he's done killing Angel, Harry's gonna be like, "Bro, I'm leaving." Harry's gone, and then Brian steps in and he's like, "Yo, Dexter, we gotta survive," because it's basically what it's gonna be. This whole season is just gonna be a survival thing. And after he kills Batista, that's when we're gonna get Quinn and Masuka back. So, dude, I'm just hyped for this entire series. Season 2 is gonna be better than season 1, and season 1 literally just came. We just got the first 2 episodes, and I'm really looking forward to season 2 already because I want to see these characters. Now, there were there's one thing I don't like. I would say two, but that it's all connected into one. They wrote out Angela. The way they did it, it makes the impression of that the actress didn't want to come back, which I don't know why she wouldn't, but if she didn't want to come back, oh well. They did it in a decent way, but I really, really hated how she was just like, oh, it's a misunderstanding. Like, it was a written letter. It's a misunderstanding. Just go. Because her whole point in New Blood was to capture Dexter and get him arrested. And then she's just like, hey, it's all cool and stuff. You're chill now, even though you're a serial killer and I devoted a lot of time to take you down. So yeah, that's disappointing seeing her gone. We did see Teddy. Teddy returned, so I'm really happy about that. Also, I think it was really stupid how they're like, oh, it was self-defense for when you killed the coach. What's the coach's name? I forget his name. The police officer who was the wrestling coach. But yeah, I thought it was so stupid that, like, oh yeah, it was self-defense. Like, you're telling me they don't have cameras there? Anyways, so Dexter, waking up in the hospital. You know, he's doing a little bit of PT, and then he comes across Angel Batista. Their reunion was great, but Batista's like, he's not hitting him hard, but like he's like slowly putting in the poison. And you know, he knows Dexter's the butcher, and Dexter freaks out and he runs away. Now he's in New York City. Now while he's in New York City, Harrison is working at Hotel Empire. At least I'm pretty sure it's called that, or Empire Hotel, something like that. And we see Harrison is just like, he just takes like the bags and stuff to the rooms and directs people and tells them where they go. And there's this girl that shows up, which, you know, she was pretty cool. And then Harrison sees her, and it turns out that a guy that came in earlier drugged her. He roofied her. So Harrison's like, hey, I'll help you guys to your room. So he helps him to the room, and the dude's like, hey, yeah, let us go. It's fine. She's my wife. Harrison's like, that's not your wife. You're not married. And he's like, yeah, you caught me. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. It's all right. She's okay with it. Because it turns out this guy's a sexual predator, and he got away a lot of the time. So just, that sucks. You know, that's reality, though. Yeah, that is a problem that they get away, but Harrison was here to fix the job, you know? He's here to finish it. And while he's walking away from the door, he lets them in, and he walks away from the door. He's like, it's not my problem, it's not my problem. So he's got some internal conflict going on. And then he hears the girl, she says, no, stop it. And Harrison just rushes in, and he takes the dude, throws him into the bathroom. Now Harrison gets launched into a bathtub, and I thought, oh boy, this is gonna be some season 4 flashback, but no, it wasn't. So Harrison fights back, gets out of the tub, punches the dude in the face, takes the freaking top of the lid of the toilet off of the toilet and smacks the dude in the head, and just keeps on hitting him and kills him. And now Harrison's like, oh shoot, what do I do now? I made a mistake. So he actually follows his father's rules, and he cleans up the body. He cuts it into 9 pieces. He throws it in some trash bags, but he didn't anticipate the trash bags ripping, because he takes it to the garbage place. He throws it on the curb for the garbage people. They take it, and then they throw it out into like just like a little like landfill area, I guess it is, in New York. And the bag rips open. And then we have these 2 new police officers show up, and this one girl who's like really, really good at her job. Ridiculously good. She's going to be a huge problem. And she goes through a bunch of bags, and she's like, okay, we found the body, we know who it is, and they tracked it back to the hotel. And while this is happening, Dexter heard about it in the hospital. At least I think it is. I could be wrong about that, but Dexter hears about it, and then he tracks it back to the hotel, and he sees Harrison's doing fine. And then Harry is like, hey, why don't you like go talk to Harrison? And then Dexter's like, bro, he thought he killed me. That's going to be like more traumatizing for him. I already traumatized this kid enough, so he's going to be more traumatized already. What do you want me to do here? And then Dexter just like, you know, looks around the area and he checks out, like, see what Harrison did. Did Harrison do a good job? And, you know, Harrison did do a pretty good job, but he did too good of a job. Because this one police lady is, like, all over him. I forget her name. All over him. And, you know, she's like, oh yeah, there's no evidence. So that means there's so much evidence. She's very smart. She's definitely going to be a problem. But also we see, I think it was at the end of the episode. It might have been the beginning of the episode, of episode 2. I don't know. I watched them all in a row, so like the events are kind of confusing. But we see a guy get into a cab, and he's like, hey, yeah, this is my cab. He gets in, throws a little thing around the dude's neck, how we saw Dexter do to the priest in episode 1. And he's like, yeah, tell me, are people going to miss you? And then dude, he just drives off, follows what he says to do. And then we cut to, we see a point of view of some kids. They're playing by like a train track or something. And then the one dude walks near a car and he just sees a headless dude. So it turns out there's a serial killer on the loose who's cutting heads off these taxi drivers. That is insane. But the guy that he threw it around that we saw, who was directing him, he got away. And Dexter actually talks to him. We'll get to that in a second. But this guy, he takes the name of, no, I forget it. Dark Passenger, I think it is. I think his name's, yeah, it's the Dark Passenger. And Dexter's like, hey, he stole my name. I should have copyrighted that. And then Dexter gets a little angry at that, so he's going to be going after this guy. And I think that him going after this guy is what's going to lead him to meet Charlie, which is Uma Thurman's character. And then Uma Thurman's going to take him to meet, I think his name's Leon. That's Peter Dinklage's character. And then he's going to meet all these people, which is going to be so, so cool. And then, where was I? I forget. Oh yeah, Dexter was a little salty about that. We also see Dexter, he makes a new friend this episode. I think his name was Blessings. I think that was his name. I could be wrong about that. But Dexter is going to become a taxi driver thanks to this guy because he found out about this stuff. And now he's like, yeah, he took my name, so I'm just going to be a taxi driver now. So he's going to go after him. And then Blessings invited him over to a party, which was where this guy was that the Dark Passenger tried to get before, but he got away because he slammed on the brakes. And then he threw his seat back, and then he threw like the thing around his neck over. It cut his ear though, but then he ran away and he escaped. And now Dexter was investigating some of these areas, and he found the guy because the guy has a little hoodie that if a camera sees it, you can't see his face, which I don't know if that's real, but if it is, that's pretty cool. But yeah, Dexter finds the guy, and I was going to be tailing him. So I think all of episode 3 is going to be about that, and then he's going to meet Charlie, because we haven't met Peter Dinklage's character yet. So I'm hoping we see them soon, because honestly, so far of how this is laid out, I don't know if they're going to be able to do everything in 10 episodes, which is why it's going to be multiple seasons. But I did think about that in season 1. How are they going to do this to 12 episodes? And then they did it in 12 episodes. But yeah, we got a lot this episode. It's prime Dexter again. It feels like seasons 1 through 4. You know, I'm gonna say it feels like seasons 1 through 5. Actually, I love season 5. I don't understand how people hate that. There's only really one bad season of Dexter, and that's season 6. Season 8 was good until the finale, but yeah, everything we've gotten from Dexter recently has been 10 out of 10. I'm giving these episodes a 10 out of 10. They deserve it. You can see how much effort they put into it. There was only just that one thing I didn't like, and that was how he got off a little bit easy, but we're used to it at this point. He's got plot armor and it's ridiculous, but Angel's going to be tracking him down. Anyways, 10 out of 10. I highly recommend this if you haven't seen it. And honestly, if you're here at this part of the video and you haven't seen it, you're an idiot because you just got spoiled about everything. But anyways, I'm excited to see where the story goes. I'm excited to see Brian because his actor did post something where we saw the Brian suit and he was in New York. So I'm really, really, really excited to see Brian. We did see a little flashback of them in the little shipping container, and we saw young Dexter and young Brian, who were, I'm pretty sure they were the actors from Original Sin, which is really cool to see them bring them back. But yeah, anyways, that's going to be pretty much it for this video, and I will see all of you next week. See ya.